Why, hello, hello, hello. 'Tis another prog review, and it's a thrilling one. This one will get views, maybe. I will start. I'm going to start, even though it's a Jethro Tull. I'm sorry, Jethro Dull. Jethro Tull. Ian Anderson album. I think that's got everyone happy. I'm not going to piss on you, cornflakes. I'm not going to, deliberately upset you, Tull fans, Ian Anderson fans. No. I'm going to be fair. I'm always fair. For I am talking about the Zealot Gene, the 22nd studio album from Jethro Tull, or Ian Anderson. And this is the first time he's done a record without Martin Barr, the guitarist. He's got his current band. First time with his current band. I think he used them with his previous solo records, Homo Eroticus and whatever the other one was. Thick as a Brick Part 2. I always thought it was odd that wasn't a Jethro Tull album, but I don't know, I can't keep up with things. But this one, we've already had dribblings. We've had dribblings of this. We've had Shoshana Sleeping and Sad City Sisters and the Zealot Gene already delivered via online singles. I've already spoken about those. Out of them, Sad City Sisters I had the most problem with, because I know I had many of the people in the comments saying, but he's doing it as he's a character, he's a narrator, which isn't him. But it's not specific enough. It's not. He doesn't diverge from the narrator. He doesn't narrate on the narrator. He doesn't criticise the commentator, and so it comes across as him being, excuse me, critical of modern life and modern female behaviour. And it becomes a bit problematic, especially if you're not a 74-year-old man, I guess. Time's moved on. That was my issue with it. But anyway, apparently the album has been inspired by the Bible, but he doesn't want it to be known as his biblical album. Oh, come on, Ian. Be a bit fair. Come on. Be a bit fair with us. You can't say the Bible, Bible passages have inspired me, and then say this isn't a biblical album. That's not fair. Is it? Is that? I don't think that's fair. I didn't really bother with the biblical side of things. I just sat there and imbibed the record. And I've listened to it twice before people say to me, Darren, you've not listened to it enough. You've got to listen to it again and again and again. No, that's the wrong way. But I listened to it twice because I went to bed and I listened to it in bed last night or this morning, early hours of this morning, and on headphones. And I thought, okay, I'll listen to it again in the morning, not on headphones. I thought that was fair. Thank God for streaming. So yeah, this is the Zealot Gene, and he's borrowed my style of black and white, bald-headed man album cover. The Swine. Remember, L by Darren Locke, last year's top-selling record. No, it wasn't. Nobody bought it. I thought it was good. Go and look up that one instead. It's much better than this old toss. Have I alienated everyone yet? Starts with the song Mrs. Tibbets, which I think is referring to the mother of the guy who flew the B-52 that dropped the bombs on Hiroshima or Hiroshima. Not Nagasaki. No one ever mentions Nagasaki. I don't think it's a particularly good opener. I think it also... One of the issues I have with the album is some songs sound a little bit demo-ish. They don't sound fully fleshed out. They don't feel fully complete. And this is one of them. I didn't think it's particularly good opening. I know why it was chosen, because it's kind of dynamic and it's a dynamic opening statement. But I didn't really think much of it. Again, I thought it was a little bit undercooked. I thought the synthesizers on it sounded like very 80s, these beds of like synthesizer swashes. I think they might have been better just using, Hammond organ. Did they not? Wouldn't it be good if they had a keyboard player called Hammond? That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Um, I should have done that. That would have been really. I think Jethro Tull would have benefited from that. But yeah, I didn't really. I thought it was a little bit undercooked. Jacob's Tales was interesting because I was listening to it and I realised there's a bit where it winds up and it kind of has the same kind of melody line as Substitute from the Who. The da 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 da, that bit, and I'm thinking it was playing on mine. I think, what does that remind me of? And then it was the Who. And then I read an interview with him before doing this where he said the Who made generic music. I thought, well, that's a bit unfair. The Who were hardly generic. They do, I suppose they do now, but everyone does their greatest hits. But the Who, generic? Surely not, Mr. Anderson. But Jacob's Tale's all right. Mine is the Mountain. I didn't like it. All this. No, again, the quality of Anderson's vocals. It's the elephant in the room. Oh, it's the doorbell. That's handy. Don't worry, it was a record. Elephant in the Room is Anderson's vocals. They're not what they were. However, in some of the songs, I think they're a little bit more successful than others. It's almost like I don't know. I mean, they say that they began recording this, or this was started a few years back, and I don't know if his voice has got worse or has improved over the time. But I got the feeling that in some of the songs he was just really just not present in the song, and in other songs he was a bit more successful. A bit more worked a bit better. Of course he's not going to relive his glory days because Anderson's voice has been long departed. But again, I think also some of the production. I think there's a way of approaching his voice in the production. Again, when it comes to some of the later songs in this, I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself. I think the production, the mixing worked a bit better with the songs later on with his voice, and kind of it didn't jump out at me that it was like, oh, this is a guy who's kind of really having a trouble. Anyway, I've kind of just been distracted by the doorbell ringing and the record, and I lost my flow. Should really start again, but I'm not going to because I'm a lazy bastard. I am. Terrible. Zealot Gene was the single, the last one, and it's all about, this. It's all about social media and everyone having a go at each other and how we're all a lot of reactionary people. I did a song called Pick Your Side on L. Go and listen to that. It's much better than Zealot Gene. It's not a bad song, actually. It's not too bad, though. I just, again, when I listen to it, I keep imagining what it would have been like if Ian Anderson from the 70s would have attacked the vocals. It's just because it's just his voice is, I'm sorry. It's just the way it goes. Shoshana's Sleeping. Yeah, it's a pleasant enough song. Sad City Sisters, not a big fan of. Baron Beth, Wild Desert John. The Betrayal of Joshua and Kind. I mean, they're not bad songs. They didn't really kind of grab me. However, what you do get in this is there is a lot of melody. There are a lot of hooky tunes. Again, they do go in. Even after the first play, they did go in. But when we come to the last three songs, well, not the last three songs, because the Fisherman of Ephesus is just. But we'll get to that. The penultimate three songs. Where Did Saturday Go? Three Lovers 3, and In Brief Visitation. Where Did Saturday Go? I thought was again, these three songs, they all share a similar sound palette. They're restrained, acoustic. Not full of head rock songs. They're a bit more reflective. songs. Where Did Saturday Go is just I thought it was a really good song. I really enjoyed it, and it's about how Friday comes, then there's Saturday, and then we're on Sunday. And it all goes round again, and for the people that love the weekend, it's for some people the weekend is an important thing for them, especially if they work hard. Don't look at me, I can't help it. How do you expect to work? How do you expect me to hold down a job with my feet? I'm going to get that. It's going to be my catchphrase. I'm going to get that to work. But I really like that one. And Three Loves Three. Again, and it merges. It's almost like a little suite of songs. And in Brief Visitation is Anderson. He's romantic. I need love. And I just thought those three songs were really good. I thought they really worked well together. And I think the album should have stopped there in Brief Visitation. I think the album should have just gone, and that was it. That had been the end. But then we ended up have the Fisherman of Ephesus, which I just thought was really clunky and awful and a terrible end to the record. He went for the damp fart ending, and that's a real shame. I didn't like it. If that song would have been just put up, tucked in the middle, because it's a bit of a weak one, and it just had those Where Did Saturday Go, Three Loves Three, and In Brief Visitation as the ending. I think it would have been a really sweet, just a really sweet ending. So it wasn't all good and it wasn't all bad. It was, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be bad. And I liked the melody. I like the melodic content of the record, because there's a lot of flute. Boy, is he tooting his flute. He's fluting it and he's tooting it. So if you like that classic, Tull sound, it's got all that. It's got all that, apart from, of course, you haven't got Martin Barr on the guitar, and I think that the keyboard side of things is a little bit, bit boring, a bit lacking. But other than that, when it's stripped back to its, component parts, and you've got the, just the acoustic guitar, flute, and bass, a little bit of percussion, I think that's where it shines, and I think that's where his voice settles the best. He's not having to push it. It's because he can't do the rock vocal anymore. When he does the romantic, introspective, song, that's where his voice settles best. And I really did like those three songs. I thought they were really good. And I quite enjoyed the Zealot Gene as well, even though, the wasp up your bum, I don't know, what's that mean? Wasp, does he mean white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant? I'm still trying to figure it out. I think that's what he was alluding to. So some of it works, some of it doesn't work. There'll be people saying, oh, well, it's not a Jethro Tull album because Martin Barr's not on it. It's whatever Ian Anderson wants it to be, because Ian Anderson is Jethro Tull. He's the main writer. He is the creative force. So if he deigns it, Jethro Tull, it is that. And if anyone's got that criticism, they should probably just go and STFU, shouldn't they? Really. But yeah, I think if you're a hardcore fan, I think you're going to be pleased with it. I think you're going to go, thank you, Mr. Anderson, and tug your forelock. Other than that, not much else to add to it, really. It could have been worse. That's the quote. That's the Paul quote in Speeches. It could have been worse. Darren Locke, PROG review. Look, I really like three of the songs. And the Zealot Gene, I didn't mind that one. I didn't mind that one. And I think, again, Anderson, when he scaled back, and I've always liked that part. Even on albums like Aqualung, I've always liked the ones where it's just like Anderson, and like songs like Mother Goose, or was it Cheap Day Return, or Wandering Aloud. Those are the Tull songs I like, and I suppose those three kind of, you know, chime in with those songs. That's because that's the Tull I like. You know, I'm not a Tull fan. I never have been. I was a lie. I was just lying because I wanted to be friends with all the big boys. But you cannot be a Tull fan and a Genesis fan. It just doesn't work. Ian Anderson doesn't like Genesis and he doesn't get Genesis. So it's like trying to get a dog to fuck a cat. It's just never going to happen. Even if you want to see a dog-cat hybrid, never going to happen. And so that's it. I think I went a bit weird there at the end. I was doing so well. Until I was talking about cross-species sex. How did this happen? I was doing so well. This is almost like a serious, proper like review, like what all the other reviewers do on YouTube and get all the views. Whereas when I go and ruin it, and now no one's going to watch this, and it's going to get probably delisted because I mentioned dogs fucking cats. Oh, God damn it, Darren. You just ruin it all the time. You keep ruining it. This was going to be our big comeback. This was the video that we're going to come back and everyone was going to like it because you didn't slag it off. You were fair. I'm always fair. But you ruined it with the dog fucking. And now no one's going to subscribe and no one's going to watch the video. And we're just going to have to carry on doing videos about the bloody Stylophone album and that. Because no one's reviewing that. Oh, well. I can't help it if I'm irrelevant. My wife and kids still love me. And the dog, sometimes she wags her tail at me. I think she likes me. But anyway, I've been talking about, Jethro Tull's The Zealot Gene. If only we could all love each other on the internet. I don't know about that. Have you read my comment section? I don't think I could love any of those people. And that's been my review of it. And I listened to it twice. And I promised to myself that I will never, ever listen to it again. And that's that. Thank you for watching. There's only one more thing left to say. By now you should know what that is. And do you know what that is? Do you? Do you, punk? Do you feel lucky? Well, you better prog on.